Mike, railroading 818. Did a little bit more work to the layout. Haven't really got around to the bench work just yet, but you know, I got my track down, and well, not officially down, but just the mock-up. Had to trim a couple of the turnouts to make sure everything fits properly, and then I was running an older train in analog mode, just to make sure all the movements and everything were going to be good before I actually tacked anything down. But we can take a look at what I've got so far. What I'm going to be doing next is drilling out the holes to put the tortoise motors in for the switches, and we'll just kind of go over the layout and see what I've done so far. Alright. So far, this is the track that I've got laid out here, and had to trim some of these turnouts to make sure that I'd get the proper spacing in between these two lines right here, and make sure everything worked out as far as going into the industries. There's some little areas where I had to splice in stuff. For example, right here is, I don't know if you can really see that, but there's just a little 1-inch piece of rail right here. So I had to cut in and put a little section of rail right there. But once I put in some ties and ballast it, you won't even tell that that's even there. So that's what I've got so far. And then this area right here, I'm going to go down and I'm going to finish up the cork for here. And then everything else isn't going to get corked. It's mounted directly to the plywood. And then what's going to happen in the industry areas is it's just going to have some smooth it over it, because basically industry areas are just the railroad going right into this concrete poured over it. So that's what I've got so far. And next, what we're going to do is, in all these little areas, I've marking holes for turnouts. Alright, so marking holes for turnouts, I do it basically the same way that they do it on Model Railroad magazine, is basically how I learned to do it. And what we do is we center the turnout, and then what we do is we mark the ties right there, and then we mark the center. Alright, after we have the center marked, what we do is then we're just going to connect these lines. So then we sketch a basic, doesn't have to be perfect, I don't have to use a ruler or anything, just basically marking gradually where the center is going to be, and then this area right here is going to be drilled out for the turnout motor. Okay, what I've got is just a 1/4-inch drill bit, and then we're just going to drill out the center. Put a couple of holes. And then you can trim it up a little bit with a knife. And that's pretty much it. And then we just do that on all the little areas of the turnouts, so that when you mount your motor, it'll be able to pull it back and forth. And I'm going to be using the tortoise motors, so hopefully that works out well. Alright, got all the switches completely drilled out, and it's pretty time consuming, but got it done. Next, going to be, laying down the track, putting a little bed of caulking down, putting the track in, and then spiking it Started doing a little bit of that, but I wanted to pause real quick and update the video. So yeah, this is what we got now. It's all drilled out right there, and to put a little of the caulking down and spiking the track. And this whole section right here is done. So now the layout is a huge jumbled mess right now, but now I'm just doing this Foster Farms industry right here, and spiking it. And then as I'm doing laying the track down, I'm drilling holes, and I'm doing these little terminal joiners right here, Atlas terminal joiners, and each industry area has some of these terminal joiners just to make sure that I have consistent power over the layout. Even though it's a small layout, I want to make sure that my power is there. So basically what those things are, those little terminal joiners, I got one right here. It's just a little rail joiner, and then it has a factory soldered wire right there, and just drill 2 holes on the inside of the track. I got one set up right here. Just 2 holes right there on the inside of the track, and then what's going to happen is that's going to drop down in there, and then the little connection, I bend it 90 degrees and it fits down flush. I have one, let's see, complete. Right here. That one is complete. So once it gets ballast and everything and the additional ties, you'll never even notice it. So it's going to be real clean. So I'm going to get back to spiking this track and getting that together, cleaning off the layout, and then run the train in analog mode and see if the track plan and everything works, if there's any derailments or anything needs a little finesse. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll get back with y'all. So here's what we got. It's all tacked down. Caulking's going to hold it down pretty good. The main line is not complete. Ran down to the train shop today, and they were out of Code 83 Flex Track. So that's where it sits. Right here, there's going to be another turnout, kind of like this one right here. Kind of like this one right here. Had to trim it up a little bit to get them to fit together in this close confined space that I had. But everything runs smooth across it. Coupled cars run great right across it. So yeah, everything's laid out, and I guess all I have left to do now is just ballast, and then start laying some smooth it and getting ready for the scenery and stuff. So there we go. I'm very pleased with the layout so far and how it runs. It's looking good. It's a lot of fun to shuffle the cars around on this time saver style layout. So it's looking good. So that pretty much does it for this video. Got a lot of work done today. Got the holes drilled out for the turnout motors. Got all the track caulked and tacked down. Got a little bit of cork done, and pretty much all that's really left to do is just complete that main line, do some ballasting and painting of the track, and then laying down some smooth it in the industry areas, and then shortly after that we'll move on to scenery. So see you guys next time. This is Mike, Railroading 818. Peace.